It feels good to be back to tell our stories and give more art and tap into the artificial mind. Whoa,
Good morning,
Good
John.
Mr.
We've said our good mornings already, but I'm going to say it again. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh, good morning to everyone in Brazil, since that's like a big chunk of our listening right now.
Let's talk about that real
Yeah,
quick.
do that.
Let's talk about that right.
We would say how to us fans out there.
Excuse me. So, this is what... Oh, man. Excuse me.
Allergies will kill you.
Yeah, they will. So, our audience size... I mean, since first off, our last episode, Absent Implications, was a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Very different. I think you were right. I think you were completely right to hit the mark on doing something different, and it worked, and it capitalized, and I appreciate that idea. People like that, the conversational stuff, and I think it's really cool that we were able to talk about something. So there were some things that I learned from that episode that I didn't even know about while we were recording it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's...
I kind of see
it was very interesting.
I see us
very interesting to me.
shows down the road where we can combine those two, like, or just one episode, one or the other. But for the most part, I kind of see doing a mix of those two on a regular basis.
Yeah, man. So it's saying that our audience size is now 50.
Yep.
We are growing exponentially. Like, it's just like, it's shooting through the roof. I couldn't be more grateful. But let's talk about our audience. So Brazil is our number 2 country. We have Mexico. We have United Kingdom, Norway, Australia, Germany, the Netherlands, Canada, France, Spain, Finland, Italy, Peru, Portugal, Colombia, Belgium, Poland, India, New Zealand, South Korea, Honduras, Hungary, Morocco, Philippines, Thailand, Switzerland, Japan, South Africa, Costa Rica, Greenland, Sweden, Argentina, Chile, and the Czech Republic.
I guess my list didn't go down that far because I see a couple of those. Wow. I didn't know the Czech Republic was in there too. That's cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of these came overnight, like very recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say our number 1 state is Michigan. We have listeners in Allegan, Dorr, Detroit, Plainwell, and Warren.
Those are pretty close to me. Detroit's on the other side. I don't know if the other ones are close. So my high school.
Here in New Jersey, we have Newark, Woodbridge, Carteret, Bayonne, Jersey City, Roselle, and Camden. And New York is big, but we have New York, Brooklyn, and Staten Island, which is really good. We do have Boston.
Yep, been there.
Boston is
another state.
We have Arlington. We also have Palmyra, Pennsylvania, Waynesburg. Give me another state that you want to know a city for.
Utah.
Let's see what we got in Utah. We do not have Utah. Utah is not a state that listens to us.
Arizona and New Mexico.
We do have Arizona. We have Phoenix.
Nice.
We have listeners in Phoenix.
I like to go to Phoenix.
Yep. Stone Mountain, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, they're getting down with us all over the world in major cities around the world. I'm excited. I am super excited.
We started off with quite a few from other countries too when we first started. So those Brazil's been there from the beginning. So thank you, Brazil.
Brazil has been there, and we have the big cities: Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro. Like, these are, they're not messing around. They're, so we thank you, everyone around the world, for listening to the Artificial Mind. It is, I mean, this is this is my favorite podcast to work on. I want you to know that. I love tapping in. I love like learning and just doing more with this and kind of just like digging deep into like some of the feelings, just like what we're going to do today with NightMares. What we do is fun, and just keep on listening, leave a review, tell us what you think, give us a suggestion, let us know what you would like to hear from us.
Send us your pictures. I want to see what's going on around the world with their versions, because you obviously must have the AI programs we have if you're listening to this. So send us some of your stuff. I want to see it.
Yep. And we do have a suggestion though. Brandon Wayner sends a request for us to do cryptids.
Okay. I think we've messed around with that.
So that could be our next episode.
Well.
Yep. And you know what? We could that'll be our next episode if you want to call it that. But that's a user suggested episode right there.
Well, if we want more people coming, we should take their ideas.
Right.
Take that idea. I'll take that idea, and I'll use it for 100.
Yeah. So keep them coming, guys. And keep on listening to us. Right now, Lost Tapes of the 27 Club is still the most played episode. You guys love that episode. I wish we could do more like that, but there's not much AI music that is,
Have to do a little research. I'll see what I can dig up. There might be enough to make one more episode of that, like not necessarily a recap, but some new stuff to add to it. Because there's some people we left.
Absolutely. Yep. And as always, guys, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and Amazon. Make sure you leave a follow. Listen. That's how we get more. If you guys like it, then we will give you more.
Turn it on, share.
So yeah, man.
Tied up. NightMares.
So we're doing NightMares today. Are you excited?
Pretty straightforward subject matter. However, it just seemed, I was telling you this before we got on the show, that it just seemed like MJ was kind of, she always does great work, but it just seems like I was picking up, she wasn't feeling it today. I felt like all my themes were kind of the same. But then again, I guess my nightmares were all kind of the same. So we'll see. I guess maybe that's something we can discuss throughout the show too, is like when you dissect your dreams and what they mean and shit like that.
Yeah, because that's one thing. We have dreams, but they don't mean what they are. Like what is it? Like if someone dies,
it means dying. It can mean a lot of things, really. It could just mean someone dies in your dream too. It doesn't always have to be symbolic. That's what I've learned. Like,
yeah,
these books out there that say this means this and this means that. No, sometimes an owl is just an owl. You're in a dream, walking in the woods, and you saw an owl. Cool. Maybe it's a good omen, not a bad one. Or it's a messenger.
I actually have here, it's like a dream mood thing. So like what it does is like you tell what type of dream you've had, and it'll be like, okay, well, it could be this,
Oh, okay.
But I don't know the science behind all this though. But like there seems to be like a thing though. Like
it's more like the psychological. I want to say like Freudian, from what I remember back in the day. Like a lot of it was kind of derived from the Freudian. Not necessarily that you love your mother, in a perverted way, but just like dream patterns and stuff, what they could mean. Like
yeah. And so what I do have now is, I do have the dream dictionary up. So we are going to break down our nightmares and what they mean for this episode. So
okay.
All right, so this is going to be exciting. I'm going to have you go first. I'm going to show. You can see the screen and everything.
Yeah,
right?
it's still up.
All right, here we go. I'm just choosing a random one. I don't know which these are.
Okay.
Boom.
So this one, I had this dream. I can actually go back and remember this certain time period. It was like early 2000s. It was like after 9/11 and stuff, and I was having some killer sci-fi dreams. But in this dream, it was like and there was like, I don't know, it was necessarily an apocalypse. It just, something happened that was really bad, and people were out in mass numbers getting assistance for food, water, and stuff like that in my dream. Like they were lined up, not necessarily like they are not now. It was more like a uniformed line, and we were just waiting to get serviced. Meanwhile, in the distance behind me, I can see like a war going on. So it was really weird. It was kind of like a War in the Worlds thing. So that's what this inspired by.
So what is it like an alien invasion? Kind of.
It kind of felt like that in the dream. I can vaguely remember what I was thinking in it. I just remember the sky being really red, and I did see like stuff floating around the sky, but I didn't necessarily think it was UFOs or something. I was more concerned about the dystopian feeling of like everybody's in this line where like you kind of felt like a slave just waiting in line, that's the feeling I got. I guess that's when I was feeling oppressed.
Yeah, so what it says here is that you have a longing for human care. Like you care about humans so much that you worry about the welfare of people in a situation that would cause something like that.
That's
interesting. That's a good interesting. Yeah, interesting. All right, so the next one we have, okay. So just like you, when you say that was like one of your earliest dreams, and this is one of my earliest dreams. I always had this dream, right, where I'm sitting down in class, right? And I look over to the left of me, and the nuclear war goes off.
Like crazy how Western culture, us kids growing up, we just had that burned into our heads.
Yeah. So I mean, and we're talking about, it's very interesting because I had this dream a lot, and I would sit in class looking at the board, and yeah, it was definitely reoccurring, and I would sit there. I was sitting in class, and the sky would just go red immediately, and all of us, just like you see in the image, in the rendered image here, all the kids run over to the window to see what's going on, and we're all looking at it, a nuclear bomb go off. But a lot of that came after 9/11 too, because 9/11 happened when I was in the 7th grade. So throughout high school, that was a big, how it was a couple years after that happened. There was a big scare. A lot of people were talking about it. We were all on edge. We didn't know what, if it could happen again, where it was going to happen again.
Honestly, that's where our modern paranoia started.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. So yeah, man, that was those are very interesting dreams that I've had. I've talked about it with therapists before. Can't really find the meaning for it, to be honest with you. I could type in different types of process and it doesn't bring up anything, but it was probably more of for me, it was more like a fear of it happening again.
Mm-hmm.
Being so close to the action. And
were you a child in the dream, you said, too? Yeah. So it's the innocence meeting certain destruction and just being aware of that now. Like, I guess, like, when you're a kid.
Yeah, and then we get to, then we get a couple years later and I joined the Army,
Yeah, I was going to say, because 2001, I was like, well, I did join when I was 5, so.
I wasn't thinking about being in the military in 2001.
I definitely wasn't either. That was the last thing on my mind after that stuff happened. Last thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Buildings. Chill.
Okay, so the next one we have...
roll the dice. survey says. Okay.
What do we got here?
I kind of have two pictures. The other one will come up eventually. But I did have a dream when I was a kid. This is when I lived in my original house growing up. And it wasn't a recurring one. It was just once, but it was enough to where I remember it. But I'm laying in bed, and over in the corner of the room there was an apparition. It wasn't necessarily a ghost. It wasn't an alien necessarily, but I saw it, and it was very bright. And it came out of the corner top of the room, not like in the corner bottom or anything. So that, it just felt weird. And I remember being paralyzed. I couldn't get up. I couldn't say anything. I remember trying to move my mouth, like help or... That was weird. And from what I've read about dreams like that, where you feel like you can't move, that could be a couple of things. That's an actual physical state that happens to your body when you're dreaming like that. It's an actual, your body's just paralyzed because you're in such a deep REM or something. I forget.
Yeah.
There's something behind that.
Yeah. I mean, this is another one that I can't find something, because this is more like just alien.
Well, look up feeling. I was going to say, if you got that book right there, look up feeling that you can't speak or you're immobile or... A lot of the time people who felt like they were abducted by aliens feel that way, like they're in their beds and then these things come up near them and they can't move, like they feel like they're being held down by an invisible force or something like that. Now, I didn't think that because this is when I was 5 or 6. I had this dream. This is before Ancient Aliens and all the other shit came out. So I think it was an actual dream state that psychologists have brought up, where you're in such a deep sleep or something that your body's just paralyzed, basically. So dreaming like that, you feel like you can't do something.
Like not being able to... Yeah, because I see a couple things here where, like, it says here, like, something about friendships.
Control.
Also says sleep paralysis or ghost.
Yeah. Yep.
Cloaked figure dreams. Jinn in dreams.
Ooh, jinn. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not G-I-N.
Familiar.
J-I.
No. Yeah, J-I-N-N. Or also D-J-I.
Oh yeah, to jinn. I forget.
Yeah, or Aljin. And for those who don't know, they're shape-shifting spirits. They have like different they're made by different elements of fire and air with like origins in pre-Islamic Arabia.
Yep.
Very interesting. That would be a great episode. Jinn.
Again, Ancient Aliens have educated me just a little bit on actually knowing what they are and who they were.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should dig in a little deeper. So I had some of my own.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This one. Oh, okay. So this one. This was pretty simple, to be honest with you. It's just, I had this dream once. I'll never forget that everything was pitch black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just, you walked everywhere, everything was dark, everything was grim, you didn't know what was happening, you didn't see anything.
So you didn't know if you were in a house or in a tunnel, just pitch black.
Yes, it was just like, and this picture is a perfect depiction of it, because, like, there was always this white light at the end, and I would always wake up before I got to the door. I've never completed the dream before. It's very interesting, because do you have like sequential dreams sometimes, where like they're in parts?
Now, when I was in the Army, I'd get that because I took like would we get like an hour lunch when we were?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd go either sleep in my car, go back to my room, and take some of these power naps, and I could get some really killer reoccurring dreams out of a 40-minute nap. Going in and out, because I could go to sleep pretty fast within like 5 to 10 minutes as soon as I lay my head down. Back then,
really,
yeah, that was an interesting time. because our barracks were like 2 minutes away. Get in my car, run back to my room, and literally don't take anything off. Leave my boots on. Put a towel on my bed so I don't get dirt on my bed. Just take a super power nap, and I could do. That's when I was working on my lucid dreaming and stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, man. So that was that my pitch black dreams, but it just says it's a fear of being fear of abandonment, which kind of makes sense. But who wants to be abandoned? You know.
Well, the no light's or darkness is the abandonment of all light. So
yeah. And then there's the light as it showed in the picture too. All right, what do we got next? This one, this is beautiful.
I think this is pretty much common with everyone. Everyone's had this dream at least once. I've only had it once or twice throughout my life. The feeling of, having a dream where you're drowning, basically. I almost wonder if that could be another form of that paralysis in dreams. Yeah, you're drowning, so you can't feel like you're. Because I don't remember actually trying to swim in the dream. I just remember at this point when you're experiencing your dream, you're already in the water and it's too late for paddling. You're basically almost you're on your last breath kind of feeling. It's just always weird.
It's actually very interesting because what I have here, it says drowning dreams can be classified as a nightmare that usually tends to jolt us right out of bed during the middle of the night. And even though this experience is just a dream, it doesn't take away from the fact about how horrifying this feeling feels. These are the types of dreams we seldom forget. Similar as losing teeth in your dream, drowning seems to take on the same fear that we think about for weeks or even months after.
The teeth. I actually have a picture for that. Yep. Oh yeah. John, now I think about it, that's the only recurring dream I'd had throughout my life is the teeth one.
Really?
Yep. Now that I think about it.
It also says here, what does drowning in dreams actually mean? Well, this answer might not be as simple as other interpretations make it out to be, but something much more complex. There is a change that has taken place and the dream wants to help you by getting a better understanding of it. For the most part, drowning seems to be related to your emotional state of mind because we are dealing with a body of water and that connects us toward what is below the surface of these feelings and emotions that overwhelm us. Remember that some people struggle to get out, some remain in limbo, while others are consumed by the water, eventually killing them. Even the color of the water helps determine your clarity of the situation. Drowning in dreams metaphorically reflects when or if you will rise above this personal issue.
It's a good book you got there. When I used to buy books.
It's actually a website.
Okay.
It's a website.
Good one.
Then the dream
suggestion.
thedreamdictionary.org. You need to put this in a frame.
Oh.
That's beautiful. What do we have there?
Yeah, actually, I did it. What about one? But I didn't put it in our entries because I figured it was so put and it was looking weird. But anyways, yes.
Yeah. So, one of my worst nightmares: getting caught in an avalanche.
Yeah, I don't snowboard ski anymore, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I know. So, I've never gone snowboarding unless I'm going down the hill in my hometown. But we do have a place called the American Dream where it's like an indoor snowboarding spot.
Really?
Yeah. So it helps us. It's really cool. But so what was going on here in this dream that I had, which looks like a body cam photo, by the way. My nightmare here is getting caught in an avalanche and falling off of a mountain, which you can see over on the left side that looks like the edge of the mountain. Excuse me a minute, because this, the photo itself just looks graphic.
Yeah, it's like a wave. It's like, it's a frozen wave, basically, that he's walking.
Like, in this dream, I'm about to die. Yeah.
trying to think if I've had any like winter nightmarish dreams. I can't think of. I think most of my nightmares are ones that like everyone else has typically had, like the teeth one or the other one we just showed, the drowning stuff.
Oh, well, this is interesting. One interpretation of falling off a cliff dream is that it represents a fear of death. This may be due to a recent traumatic event or something that is causing stress in the dreamer's life. The dream may also be warning the dreamer of impending danger.
Yep.
That'd
Be on top of your game if you're up in the mountains and skiing like that and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not the only one who has this fear. I mean, just looking at the image, I'm shaking. I'm shaking. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, I'd hope someone else is out there with me doing this. So it looks like he's got someone. He's got that go
dying with him.
Yeah, hey buddy.
Yeah, he's got someone dying with him.
Breathe our last breaths together.
Yep, and your last one is boop.
Yep, and this is kind of goes along with that alien one where my actual dream was a ghost, not an alien. I showed the alien one, but it was more of an apparition that I remember seeing.
Yeah,
I'd say that's more accurate as far as like seeing something. Not even ghost.
This one's really good. So wait, so what would you interpret? What would you? How would you like me to put this down in the dream dictionary?
Paralysis of seeing a brightly lit apparition. That would be the best way I could sum up what I was thinking or summing up after the dream was over. So I was like, this was before I was 10, I had this dream. So it was just weird for the first time.
That term may be too educated for the search engine.
Yeah. Yes, just thinking what I saw, seeing what I thought was a ghost back then.
Yeah. Here we go. Sleep demons are frightening phenomena that are all too real for people who experience sleep paralysis. Roughly 20% of people who have an episode of sleep paralysis, at least occasionally, in as many as 75% of these episodes, the sleeper has a hallucination in which they hear, see, feel, or sense something in their bedroom. This is the source here that we have is from the Sleep Foundation. Although they do not know the exact cause, scientists hypothesize that hallucinations on the edges of sleep result from dreamlike sensations continuing into waking life. As a person drifts off to sleep, their body begins to cycle through two types of sleep: rapid eye movement, REM, and non-rapid eye movement sleep. During REM sleep, there is a heightened level of activity in the brain, and breathing, blood pressure, and heart rate increase. This is also the type of characterized by rich and detailed dreams and nightmares. I think the best way to describe what's going on here, you know how like a film develops, and when the light is going through the film,
Like the films.
that's like, yeah, that's like what REM is. Like you're having your dreams, and your REM is processing your dreams like a film.
It's kind of like this with Midjourney, how it's taken an idea and it's making it dreamlike. So that's basically the original AI dream app was your brain. And working every night is conjuring up a slew of things from your past and present.
Yeah, there's actually a whole thing here. It's been fact-checked before. There's intruder hallucinations, incubus hallucination, vestibular motor hallucinations. Conditions associated with sleep paralysis are narcolepsy, idiopathic hypersomnia, obstructive sleep apnea, which is...
Yeah, that can be a bad one for people.
I have sleep
Do
apnea,
you?
which is really bad. Yeah, I do. It's really bad. It's really,
Use the
really
machines
bad.
basically to help you sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I don't,
No.
but I wake up I wake up a survivor every day, bro.
Well, you're not.
I shouldn't be making a joke of it.
I was gonna say, as you get older, you might have to get it because I've known a couple of battle buddies elsewhere that's and
Oh yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting really
not
bad. Yeah. All right, so this is what we got next. The last one.
the main course.
I think a lot of people could. So,
Ooh, that's not good.
my biggest fear is driving on a bridge and it collapsing while I'm on it.
You know, you're saying this stuff, John, and I'm realizing that, like, God, I guess I've had these dreams too because I've even told you the irony of being my last name Strobridge and then dying on a bridge, and I'm pretty sure I've told you that. So
We have had that conversation before, and it's just look. This is how real it is. Are you?
yeah, tell me your version of your bridge dream. Yeah.
Every time I go on the bridge, right, I lift my feet up. I usually Francesca's driving, and so I lift my feet up, like off the floor, as if it's gonna do something, But I look at these bridges, and bridges are beautiful. They're constructed beautifully. They have wonderful history, but I cannot fathom just going through a bridge, man. I start shaking. My anxiety starts going. So I have dreams all the time of bridges collapsing, and dying on the bridge.
Yep.
What does it mean,
Yeah, I am curious because it seems like I've looked this up in the past and stuff, and I forgot. I can't believe I forgot that one. I should have totally did a picture of that. Strobridge died on a bridge. What's the irony?
Let's see. Having a dream in which you see a bridge collapse to pieces suggests that you have wasted an opportunity that could bring you prosperity.
That's a different perspective. I would have thought maybe possibly like a burning bridge too, like a friendships or... Well, I guess that's the same thing, burning a bridge of an opportunity.
Interesting.
Dream interpretation.
My mind is a little blown right now, just from that real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, whoa, like what just happened here? Yeah, but that is one of my biggest. That is my biggest fear of driving on a bridge while it's collapsing.
I remember the bridge dreams I've had from when I was a kid, going into my little town, and they got this one little dinky little bridge that basically connects the town to the other side of where I live. And I had a dream that sucker broke in half. I wasn't over it.
Oh, jeez.
It was like me and a bunch of cops were watching it actually fall, or like, what do you call it when they cave in? The water erodes it. That was interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, so I mean, nightmares, we have dreams, we have nightmares, we have lucid dreams. There's all different types of stuff. But what really drives me is kind of like when you have a dream and it comes true, right? Like, our dreams... It kind of plays with the conspiracy theory. Are we in a simulation? Are we messing around with memories? Or when I dream, am I looking at a parallel version of me, right?
That's
So
yeah. What if it's a clone, and you're not always dreaming your dreams? You're dreaming someone else's sometimes.
yeah,
I've thought that.
I've thought that too. So there's a lot of talk about dreams. It's really cool that we touched on this subject because, we have these things all the time. I feel I've had dreams of aliens before, not the ones that you have had. I've never seen. I think
Ever had
like when it was talking.
You ever had a dream where you and a friend of yours had the same dream? I've had that with 2 other people, and they like verified it with me. It's the only time. That was weird.
No, not that. Like you guys were communicating.
We would talk to each other in a dream, but then like I want to say some time later, like I don't know, a week or 2 later, I brought the dream up to one of those people, and they said that they had already talked to another person that had the same dream with me and that same person too. And then we brought up the dialogue, and then we all found out that we all had that same dream. It was really weird. Only time it's ever happened.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was definitely, that was an interesting affirmation dream for sure.
Yeah. Well, that brings us over to the end of our episode. Next episode, we're doing cryptids.
Yep. Cryptids.
Yep, that was a Brandon Weiner suggestion.
Just so I got the right idea, because that could be a different term, but the cryptids are the monster-looking things, right?
I believe so.
I didn't want to get it confused with like maybe another term where like it's a new form of currency, like crypto.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Terms evolve nowadays. I just want to make sure I'm always on the right page with, stuff. It can change that quick.
Very true. Yeah. Well, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a suggestion, send us an email, leave us a voicemail on Anchor. We want to hear what you guys think. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your suggestions. Do you got anything else before we go, Stro?
No. Look for us next episode, which will be 18? Am I correct?
Number 18.
Oh.
Yep, this one is number 17. Yeah, this is number 17, man.
Number 17. Wow, we're getting up there. Thanks to
we have an audience of 50, so we're doing the right thing.
Keep it up, y'all. Send us some pictures. I want to see them.
Yeah, same here. We'll put them up. We'll put them up in our stories so that we can show you guys off.
Brandon, that's what we're getting. Cryptids.
Yes, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone around the world. We love you. Keep on listening, and see you next week.
See ya.